again. Back again. Back again. Alright, I'm just gonna stop because I thought I was gonna rap there for a second, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick to my day job, and that is what I do from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then do this podcast thing. So, welcome back to the DMVer. I'm your host, Bua, and I'm here with the main man, Dave.
What up?
What it do? Anyways, so let's get this thing started, man. We're gonna talk about, the DC sports and break it down. So, yeah, let's start out with the Nats, man. So, tell me something, man. Let's go with the Nats, man.
First of all, let's give a round of applause to the Nats. Well deserved. Because, for one, they're still in first place.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they had a crushing loss, last night, 3-2. I was kind of upset about that.
But yeah, I didn't even watch the game. I passed out. But I heard.
Yeah. But, Howie Kendrick is the man. He's stepping up. He's on fire right now. So I'm glad to see he blasting home runs everywhere. So a lot of people are stepping up, even though certain stars are injured right now. But hopefully everybody get back healthy and then make the strong push for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I liked how Howie Kendrick hit a grand slam home run for the first time in his career. That's crazy. Didn't he hit one last night?
Yeah, he hit.
So he
hit two last night.
So he hit 2 grand slam home runs.
No, he hit 2 home runs.
Oh, 2 home runs. Okay,
yeah.
I was about to say.
Now the game before he hit the grand slam.
To win the game. So yeah, Howie Kendrick, such a clutch pickup, yo. So clutch.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I mean, yeah, even though we lost last night, I'm not alarmed. I mean, we're still 14 games up in the NL East, We're still doing big things. I mean, at this point now, I'm just thinking about who we're going to face in the playoffs. Are we facing the Cubs? Are we facing the Brewers?
If I had to say, I think we're going to... It's between the Cubs and the Dodgers.
I'm not going to lie.
But I think it'll be... I'd rather play the Brewers.
Yeah, I'd rather play the Brewers, too. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do want to see us play the Cubs just because of the defending World Series champs. And, if you're going to be a champ, beat the champ. But, I take the Brewers right now. I definitely take the Brewers right now, so...
They say to beat a man, you got to beat the man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Ric Flair, man. Oh, and by the way, shouts out to Ric Flair, man. You know what I'm saying? He's at the hospital right now, battling. So, I wish him well and wish him the best, man. So, yeah, I guess moving on from that. How about the Wizards' schedule release, man? Yo, I saw the schedule. Dude, 18 nationally televised games.
I can't wait. It's about time.
Man.
All I'm going to say is, for Markelle Fultz, he got to start his NBA career going against John Wall.
Mm-hmm. Talk about baptism under fire. That's baptism under fire right there, man.
Yep, you start your NBA career against John Wall, one of the top point guards in the league.
Yes.
Well, all I'm going to say is good luck.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say is good luck.
But I'll say this too, man. The Sixers are going to be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Sixers to me, it wouldn't surprise me if they were a top 5 team. And looking at our schedule, and what I like about our schedule is that we have a lot of weekend games. Like a lot of home weekend games, you know what I mean? So there's no excuse for our fan base to not show up to all those games.
Exactly.
Because the majority of the games are going to be on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. And then you got your primetime games, of course, which would be like your Wednesdays and your, Friday nights on occasion, and even Thursdays on TNT. But, again, looking at the schedule, man, it's going to be crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
It's good that we have our entire starting lineup back. So that's another advantage.
So, yeah, no, go ahead, man. My bad.
That's another advantage, but the bench is totally different this year compared to last year. It's totally different now. So, I mean, people that's on the team now, as far as Jody Meeks, Kelly Oubre definitely got to step up this year
Mm-hmm.
because he's going to be relied upon. Being the sixth man, you're going to be relied upon to come in and do your thing. So hopefully he spent his off season, working on his craft to, get better.
I totally agree. I just, again, man, obviously, and it's funny because I talk to a lot of people about, how they feel about the Wizards and if they feel like they made, a step up or they've had a step down. And my answer to that question is I feel like they stepped up despite keeping that core. So, and I do agree that, Kelly Oubre needs to step up. And we just recently signed Donald Sloan for what, I don't know, but I guess we can't have enough backup point guards as it is.
Yeah.
That's like two backup point guards that are kind of like, what the heck have they done in the league, and why are they backing up John Wall? I just feel like John Wall needs like a type of backup point guard that's going to add like a punch to the bench.
That's
you know
why I
what I
wish
mean?
we could have kept Brandon Jennings.
Yeah. So, but yeah, looking at the schedule, like, right off the bat, like, we play Philly, we play Detroit, and then we got that early West Coast trip, which is like unheard of in October, no less. We go to Denver, we go to the Lakers, we go to Golden State, and then we go to Sacramento. Like, what was the NBA thinking when they just said, hey, you know what? We're going to have you guys play out West early.
I mean,
it's cool that we get to play out West early, but I just don't like how it's that early in the season. But, hey, you get to stack wins, though.
Exactly.
You get to stack wins, yeah.
And that whole West Coast trip, the only real competition I really see the Wizards having is Golden State. Because that Golden State is a team that you really have to be on your game when you're playing against them. Like, you really have to. The Lakers are up and coming. They really are up and coming. I like Brandon Ingram.
I like Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball has easily become my favorite, like my new favorite player to watch.
Yeah.
Very intriguing. So,
you know what I'm saying? The Lakers are up and coming. They got rid of D'Angelo Russell, of course. So, like I said, they're up and coming. So it's going to be interesting. That game's going to be interesting to see what's going to go on.
Oh, and don't forget the Kings too, man, with De'Aaron Fox and Zach Brown. They got some. They added some pieces.
Yeah.
So, like, I look at this West Coast trip. If we can somehow, I would say, if we can somehow split or go 3 out of 4, that'd be clutch.
Yeah. Plus the win against 76ers, we can at least walk out with at least a 4-2 record.
Yeah, to start out the season.
Or 5-1.
Yeah.
Depending on how we play, the intensity we play with. We can get things done.
Yeah, but then check this out. The following month, we come home, we play the Suns, we play the Cavs, and then there's a spot where, we play the Lakers at home, we play the Hawks, we play the Kings, so we get those West Coast teams that we played the week before, we get them like a week later coming here.
Yeah, the Hawks.
And then we have a back-to-back with Miami, home and home. So there are a lot of back-to-backs.
It's going to be interesting when they play the Atlanta Hawks. It's going to be interesting because without Paul Millsap,
yeah, and then the Hawks, I feel like they're in rebuild. Like they basically said, "Fuck it," like we're rebuilding.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But hopefully this year we can advance to the conference championship. I really hope we can.
Yeah.
Get to the next round.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm trying to catch a Wizards Sixers game. Like I wouldn't mind going to the home opener. You feel me? So,
yeah, I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah, like that'd be the game to watch. Let me see where else. If you look at the December schedule, it's actually really, really doable. They have Detroit, then they go to Utah, then they go to Portland, then they go to Phoenix. That's that road trip again out west. That's kind of tricky,
Mm-hmm.
And then they got, and then they finish out in LA to play the Clippers. Then they come back east to go to Brooklyn. Dude, Brooklyn's going to be trash. I think Brooklyn's going to be one of the worst NBA teams, if not the worst. I don't know who's worse, them or the Knicks. So, again, the December schedule is doable. They play Cleveland again. in December. That's like the week before the Christmas game. So this is a very doable schedule in December.
Yeah. They just got to go out there and just play.
Yeah. And then on the January, yeah, this is kind of doable again in January. Look, they open up, they got the Knicks, they got Memphis. Memphis is kind of weak now. Without Vince Carter and Zach Randolph, you can kind of take advantage of that squad now. You got Milwaukee, who, in my opinion, Milwaukee is a top 5 squad. Then you got the Jazz coming here. You got Orlando, Brooklyn, Milwaukee again, Charlotte, Detroit. We always seem to have a tough time against Charlotte. So
yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah. So the December schedule it's decent, but check this out. Look at the quirk in this schedule, though. Like we play OKC in OKC on January 25, and then 5 days later we play them here. That's insane. Yeah, I don't know who made that schedule quirk, but y'all need to fix that. February, another doable stretch. But you got that big game coming up in February against Golden State, which is on the 28th, last day of the month. So that's definitely a game that I like to attend.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, man, looking at the schedule overall, man, if you had to look at it from top to bottom, how many wins do you think this team will end up having? If you had to look at the schedule at first glance.
To be honest with you, I'm just going to say they could at least get 50. I can see them getting 50. They were close. They were close last year to hit 50. But I can see them going over that hump and getting to 50. I can see that. Just by looking at their schedule, they can get to 50 wins.
I agree. I think we're a 50-win team.
Like I said, they just gotta stay focused and play with that intensity. They stay focused and play with that intensity that they normally have. They can be a force to be reckoned with.
I would agree. I think we're a 50-plus win team, and the reason why I say 50-plus is because if we play defense, if we shut teams down on most nights, we can have 5 more wins.
Exactly.
But it's really up to the team if they want to play defense or not. So I guess I'm with it, man. I'm with it. So we're going from the Wizards potentially winning 50 games or plus, hopefully making it to the conference finals, to another team in this town that's all too familiar with playoff success and playoff failures in our beloved Washington Capitals, man. So,
hell no!
I have to ask this question, yo. Because I think we asked this question about the Nats. So we got to hit it with the Caps, too. Will this coming season be the final... Will this upcoming season finally result in a Stanley Cup?
Really, nigga?
Nah, let's stop lying. But
yeah,
honestly,
will this finally be it, yo?
I'm not gonna lie.
Will the nightmare be over?
I'm not gonna lie. Me being a DMV native, and I do watch the Capitals. I follow the Caps. Mm-hmm. But in my honest opinion, I think we still will be living in the nightmare. I'm not ever gonna lie. Because it's been times I've been seeing this team year after year after year. They had the pieces. I just don't understand why you cannot make it past why you cannot make it past the Penguins. If you could make it past the Penguins, it's easy. They could have won at least 2 Stanley Cups by now. 2.
I agree.
With Bruce Boudreau as a coach and as whoever the new coach was that they hired after they fired Boudreau.
They had Dale Hunter.
Yeah, they could have won at least 2 Stanley Cups between the two of those coaches. They could have won at least 2.
They had Dale Hunter, and then they had oh my gosh, the name escapes me. The other coach that came in after Dale Hunter, but he also had his troubles. I think he was also the only coach in the Rock the Red era that actually missed the playoffs, and then they fired him. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, man, we don't do failures around here. Like, we win.
Exactly.
We catch dubs.
'Cause
we don't catch L's.
Each coach
You know
that
what
the
I mean?
Capitals have had took that team to the playoffs every time.
Right.
I have never seen a season where the Caps didn't make a playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, until that coach came.
Until that coach came.
Yeah, and then he missed the playoffs because we were catching L's. And the owner was like, yo, we ain't catching L's, dude. We catch dubs. That's it. We catch dubs. Period.
But
so,
if you really ask, if you ask me, the Capitals has been the most consistent team out of all DC teams. They've been the most consistent team that's been going to the playoffs every single year. The only consistent team. The Wizards are starting to follow suit now.
I mean, the Wizards won 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah.
They had 3 winning seasons out of the last 4.
Yeah,
and even when we missed the playoffs, we still were a 500 team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But we were good enough to make the playoffs that year. It's just that we sucked. And we started out slow.
Exactly.
And then John Wall was hurt. And then Bradley Beal was being a bitch. And then Otto Porter slowly came on. But and then I can say the same for the Skins too. You know, back-to-back winning seasons, and you know, Kirk Cousins throwing for a gajillion yards. You know, so all of our teams are winning. It's just that
they can't put it together when it comes playoff time.
Yeah, come playoff time, it's like we go.
The only difference is some teams do put it together in playoff times. It's just some of them just get. I guess their confidence just leaves. As far as the Skins, it's a difference because it relies on the quarterback. He's basically, you're running an offense through your quarterback. He's basically making the decisions. He's the guy. So it's like, your team cannot flourish if the quarterback don't flourish. If the quarterback sucks, you're going to have a bad day. And you're going to have a bad season.
I agree.
AKA Cleveland Browns. But
no,
we're going to talk about that another.
You talk about the Browns being horrible. I think the Jets are going to be horrible. I think the Jets may end up being the worst team in all of football, maybe in all of sports. But anyways, I digress. Please keep going.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just that, like I said, the quarterback is the main person. He has to have the team rally around him, and he has to lead that team to victory. Now, if he cannot lead that team to victory, like, prime example, we could have made the playoffs that last season. That game against the Giants, all we had to do was win.
And the Giants weren't even playing hard. The Giants did not even want to win that game.
That was a back and forth game. The Giants were giving them that game.
The Giants were like, no, we really are not trying to win this game. Oh, no, it's okay. We like it hard. We want a challenge. No, seriously, like, we're not trying to win this game. No, it's okay, guys. Just play.
Just like the first 7 minutes of the game when I was watching, I was like, look at all this they giving. Look at what the defense is giving them. Y'all need to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
But they didn't. And what happened? Kirk Cousins threw that fatal interception in the end. All he had to do was run. He could have ran and got the first down.
Exactly.
But what did he do? Decide he wants to force it, and he made a bad decision, which cost us the game, which cost us the playoffs. Which I think, in my mind, I think that right there, him not winning the big games, I think that's what's holding them back from this contract thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like,
that's a big.
Because they're thinking like, should we pay this man all this money and he's not winning us the big games, or should we just pay him because this is our quarterback and he knows our system, blah blah blah. It's like a back and forth. But I think that's one of the main reasons why they're not signing him to a long-term deal, because he cannot get the primetime games. He cannot get it done when it comes to primetime. But, like I said, this year he's on the franchise tag again. This year he needs to go ahead and prove that no matter what, during primetime games, close games, whatever, I can get this job done. I can get this job done. So he has this entire season to do it. And we do have primetime games this year. So
yeah, 5 of them.
Yeah, so he needs to perform and get it done. I guarantee you, if he performs and get it done and we win those games, he will get that contract.
How funny is it that we are talking about the Caps, like we just all of a sudden talk Kirk Cousins?
Hey,
I mean, it just goes to show you, man, Kirk Cousins is the talk of this town.
Yeah,
man.
basically, honestly, he is. Anytime you turn on anything about sports, you don't really see them talking about the Capitals like that. You don't see them talking about the Wizards like that. The hottest topic is Kirk Cousins.
Right. And how is this correlating to the Caps? Fans are wondering. Well, I guess it's simple. Our guy is Alex Ovechkin, and this past playoffs he disappeared. So I don't know. Like it begs me to ask this question: like, who is the guy on this Caps team? Like, who is the go-to guy? Because I've noticed like every team that's won the Stanley Cup has had a go-to guy. And Alex Ovechkin, being the elder statesman, he should be the go-to guy on this team.
You know what? I believe he is the go-to guy.
But he's very passive.
But I think he's to the point. It's like, honestly, watching the Capitals over these last years, they're being more dependent on him than trying to play as a team and win it together.
Right.
It's like they're basically, anytime you have your star player scoring 50 goals a season, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Exactly.
That's a lot of wear and tear on your body, dude. That's like Bryce Harper. That's like asking Bryce Harper to go out there and hit 50 home runs, and eventually that's going to wear and tear on his body.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's a lot.
That is a whole lot.
Because that's the only Capitals player that's actually hit 50. He did over 50 goals 4 straight seasons.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then the fact that he does that during the season, that's why in the playoffs he doesn't play as much.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to wear him out.
But he's already worn out by the time he gets to the playoffs.
Right.
So it's like they need to have pieces in place to whereas Ovechkin should not have to score 50 goals a season. If they can share that workload and get some players around that's just as aggressive as he is and can score goals just like he can, the Caps would be a dangerous team.
No, and I agree. And remember last year, like, the issue with the Caps a couple of seasons ago was speed. They needed more speed on the team. And what they do last offseason, they addressed it. All of a sudden, we're like, oh, okay, this team is faster. They can compete. Come playoff time, we see it, and then we're like, oh, why are they struggling? Then we play the Penguins, the lesser version of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they beat us. And yet we were the better team in that series. But they beat us.
Exactly.
They beat us.
It's like they have this one. The Penguins have this one game plan that's bread and butter against the Capitals, and it never changes.
No.
Sidney Crosby doesn't even have to put up a lot of goals for them to win.
Sidney Crosby was literally, I wouldn't say he was non-existent, but he was literally almost a non-factor in that series. Like, he didn't do much. All he did was set up his teammates. And maybe that's what Ovechkin needs to do. He needs to do a better job of setting up his teammates so that way they can all score and take that scoring load off of him, you know?
And they can get more, if they can get more 2-on-1 opportunities, they can be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to answer the question, man, will they finally do it? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
I still think they're going to be living in a nightmare.
Yeah, I still feel like the Rock the Red era may come to an end pretty soon. I hope not, because you know what I'm saying, I don't want us to be that team that's stuck in purgatory and that's, are we a playoff contending team? Are we a championship contender? Or are we just a team that's like trying to figure out whether we should blow this shit up, start over, or just keep chasing that brass ring?
Exactly.
Which is unattainable at this point. But who the hell am I to say that,
Right.
Because things can change. And a lot can happen.
Yep.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens,
Let's get to them.
There's a lot of... Well, the season hasn't started yet, so there's, There's hope. There's hope. So
let's get to the most talked about team. It's on the hot fire right now. The Redskins.
True.
Now, this is what I'm looking at. If you didn't know, Sewell Cravens hurt his knee in the Baltimore game. He had to have surgery.
God.
He had to have surgery. They're saying he still can be on target to start week 1. But there's a problem. If he's going to be on pace to start week 1, you have to go to practices and you have to play in the preseason. He's going to miss the rest of the preseason, which means he can't practice. So it's next man up, basically. So next man up is DeShazer Everett.
Who's nice.
And I heard he's been balling out.
Yeah.
Practice.
Mm-hmm.
Training camp. He's been balling out.
I saw him live and direct.
The starter to jump in with Swearinger may be DeShazer Everett week 1 against the Eagles. Until Sewell Cravens can get healthy. Because I don't think they're going to jump him directly into that spot once he comes off the injury because you've been out of practice.
Yeah.
So they have to go with the better man. And the better man is going to be DeShays Everett.
You know what that means for Swearinger, he's going to move to strong safety.
Exactly.
So he's got to play in the box.
Exactly.
Which is, I guess, well,
But
yeah.
then again, they may not. They may keep him at free.
Yeah, and then have DeShazer play in the box.
Yeah. Because DeShazer Everett is athletic. He does have good speed.
He really
so
is.
him being in the box wouldn't be a bad deal. But now you notice who technically were supposed to be the starting safeties, Swearinger and Cravens. So what does that mean for D'Angelo Hall?
Well, he's on the PUP list, so we're not going to see D Hall for a while.
Right. But the thing is him being on the team taking up a roster spot.
Exactly. And what worries me about the safety position is that it's so thin. Stuart Cravens goes down with an injury that, number one, I didn't even know he was injured. I didn't even know he got hurt. Like, they quickly, got him out of there. I'm like, why is he out of the game? And then I'm like, why are they working on his knee? And then they're like, oh, yeah, he hurt his knee. I'm like, what? Yeah. How did he hurt his knee? So,
but the thing is, with that, I wouldn't say the position is thin because they did draft Nicholson from Michigan
we drafted
State
Nicholson and Harvey Clemens.
But
one of them was going to play special teams.
And most likely there's going to be Harvey Clemens. Because they say he's been balling out. Because, Nicholson was hurt in college, so he's still rehabbing. But he should be off the PUP list by now and probably should be out there practicing. But who knows? But, like I said, the starting safety for week 1 is going to wind up being DeShays Everett.
Yeah, and honestly, I want him to be a starter because I feel like that guy on the field is a menace. Like what I love about him, he makes things happen. Like he plays with a sense of urgency,
Exactly.
Like you can tell, like the guy was undrafted. He got something to prove. He got a chip on his shoulder. Like he makes things happen.
I'm not even gonna lie. But I feel for Stuart Cravens because I wanted to see what he would look at. Because basically, when he was at USC, he was a safety.
Yeah.
He did play linebacker too.
Right.
But his initial position was safety.
Right.
That's what he played. So I was interested to see what he looks like playing safety. Excuse me.
But he might only miss a game. He might only miss a game. Yeah, he'll definitely miss the rest of the preseason. But he'll definitely if he's going to miss any regular season time, he'll probably miss a game.
But see, the thing is, we don't know what his injury was.
Exactly, that's the mystery,
and he had to have surgery, so was it microscopic surgery? Like, what type of surgery was it?
Yeah, they were talking about
they didn't give details about it.
Right, so it's weird, like,
was it a type of procedure where they was draining fluid out his knee? Like, they don't say anything.
If it's draining the fluid out, then he should be ready by week 1. Because remember last year, John Wall had that double knee, surgery where he had to drain both of his knees, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, is he going to be back in time for the season?" He was back in time not only for the season, but he
balled out.
Actually, he said that was the reason why he played like ass the year before, is because his knees were hurting him, so he needed that procedure to get him going, get him right. But
then, as far as the team, you have the battle of the inside linebacker. It's like who do you have starting? Like, is it going to be Zach Brown and Will Compton? Is it going to be Zach Brown and Mason Foster? I know for one, Zach Brown definitely going to be a day 1 starter.
Yeah,
because he can go sideline to sideline just like London Fletcher. So I know that's going to be one, but who's going to be lined up beside him?
Real talk. I think if Minuski is smart, he would create a package where he would put all those linebackers in all at once. Just put them all in there.
But you know what? Following Minuski from back when he was with the Colts, I think he will design a scheme like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he will.
I can see him designing it, but I don't know when he will call it. But I can see him designing it. I can see that. Well, everybody except Trent Murphy because he's out for the season with a torn ACL, MCL. I'm sorry, Trent, but you still got to serve your 4-game suspension.
I know, right? Adding insult to injury.
Right. When I saw that flash across the screen, torn MCL, ACL, out for the season.
Dude, I saw that.
But you still have to serve your 4-game suspension while on injured reserve. I was like,
I was like, bruh.
But
bruh.
at the same time, I actually like that decision because now we know once he comes back, he don't have to sit out when the start of the season goes. He don't have to miss no games.
True.
He'll be right there. Only thing he probably gonna miss, matter of fact, he probably won't even miss training camps. I don't think. I don't even think he's gonna miss OTAs because it takes 9 months to a year for your ACL
and then by the time the season ends, he'll probably be like close to fully healed. He'll be close to being fully healed.
Yeah, because they're gonna. The one thing about the ACL injuries, what they're gonna do, basically once you have it, of course you go, you get your MRIs, all that, they diagnose it, blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your surgery. Once you have your surgery, I think they give you like a week or two to let you, like sit back and relax, rest your knee, and then after that, you get started with your rehab.
Yeah.
And rehab is a bitch. First experience, I know for a fact, rehab is a bitch. It hurts like hell, but it helps your knee get stronger and stronger as you come back. Because I partially tore my PCL. I didn't have to have surgery, thank God. But I had to go through rehab. That was the worst. It was the worst. I'm not even gonna lie. It was days where I wanted to quit. I ain't even gonna lie. And then a lot of thoughts do run in your mind. So when you hear people say, when I was down with this ACL injury that I was going through therapy, I was thinking, what if my career is over?
Yeah.
What if I'm not going to be the same as I was before? But what people fail to realize is when you have the proper therapy, you actually be better than you was before.
Yeah.
Prime example, Strasburg with the Tommy John.
Tommy John, yeah.
Everybody, when he was out, he was throwing 100 miles an hour before that. He came back. He could still get up there, but if you noticed, he changed his whole mechanics. Mm-hmm. So now it's like he's pitching so much better than when he first started.
Absolutely, and as a result, because of it too, he does get sore. He gets like arm soreness.
Exactly.
Because of the new mechanics.
Exactly. So it's like, hopefully, when Sewell Cravens do come back, he plays better than what he was. But like I said, all in all, I believe we're going to have a better defense than what we had last year.
Absolutely.
And I definitely see that we're going to be more aggressive. I seen it from the first game against Baltimore. We're definitely going to be more aggressive.
We're going to be more aggressive. Offensively, I don't want people to be alarmed. I still think offensively we're going to be all right. We just got to clean some stuff up, man. Terrell Pryor, don't drop that ball next time.
Yeah, because what I see, the offense can still run fluid.
What's it called? O-line, do a better job pushing your man up front, running game, running backs, look for the hole. Don't wait for the lineman to set you guys up. Just look for the hole,
Because I noticed that the way they were running, it's still looking like they was last year, the way they're running the ball.
Yeah.
And you can't get nothing done without the run game.
And honestly, I'm not even going to put it on the players anymore. I'm going to put it on Jay Gruden because I feel like now it's a stubbornness issue. It's a stubbornness issue now.
I won't even pass the buck to him. I pass it to the running back coach.
Either way, they're both stubborn. One of them is stubborn. They're stubborn in terms of Jay Gruden is stubborn in terms of when to use the running game, and then maybe the running backs coach is stubborn in terms of his teaching, what running backs should and should not do. So, I don't know. But, like I said, the buck needs to be passed on someone and somewhere.
Well, can I put a bid in? I'd like to have John Riggins as our running back coach.
Yes, please. I'll also like to have Brian Mitchell to be our running backs coach / special teams coach. Because he's the greatest special teamer ever. And how come he's not in the Hall of Fame is beyond me. That's beyond comprehension.
That, Joe Jacoby, Gary Clark, all of them. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
That's a discussion we're going to have,
We'll talk about that,
We'll talk about that some other day.
When we do a Hall of Fame edition.
Yeah, we'll do a Hall of Fame edition. We'll have that discussion down the road. But, so, we can't forget about Jordan Reed. So Jordan Reed may actually come back and play the third preseason game. How do you feel about that?
Actually, I'm happy.
I'm
happy because
this is the one player I'll give him the exception. He needs to be a part of the bubble wrap society. I don't want to see Jordan Reed out there until week 1. I really don't. I already know what he can do. I know what he's
Yeah,
about.
he's proven.
Yeah, I don't want him out there, honestly. And I don't think they'll put him out there. However, who needs to be out there is Josh Dotson. He needs to be out there.
Most definitely.
Jamison Crowder, he needs to be out there for a little bit.
For a little bit, but
For a little bit.
he did have a record-breaking season last year. I did like that season he put together last year. He easily could have had 1,000 yards, but certain things happen. But, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
we could have had 3,000-yard receivers last year. Easily.
That's crazy. Just to think
Easily.
that.
Because
Just to think that.
you had Deshaun Jackson with 1,005, Garcon with 1,041, and then Jameson Crowder could came up with 1,000.
Yeah, he had like 8 something.
847.
Yeah, 8 and change. Thank you.
Yeah, he was only 157 yards
Yeah,
away from 1,000.
now if he had stepped up in week 17 and had that game, then we would have been a playoff team. But I'm not going to dwell on that game anymore. Season's right around the corner. And with that being said, this has been your DC Sports Breakdown. DMVer, catch you on the flip.
We out.